Alright guys, back here with another video, and this time we'll be going over my new idea, and it's not really too much of a crazy idea because I've seen other combo videos with this P.U.N.K strategy, and I do think it fits well with the Blue Eyes deck. And this is why I wanted to give it a roll, and I come to love what I found. You guys can probably find a way to make it even better. I do want to just go over a few combos, and at the end of the video I'm going to do that, and then I'm going to mention some cards that you guys can try out in this strategy as well. But let's get it started with the P.U.N.K engine. So you got 3 copies of your Xiamen. This is your main card that you want to see in some way, somehow. Pay 600 while it's on the field, add 1 P.U.N.K monster from your deck to your hand. And then you get to, when it's sent to the graveyard, you get to pump something by 600 attack. It's really not that crazy effect because you really want to do this for a combo going first, but it can help you kill, which is cool. 3 copies of that card. And then if you want to special summon that card so you don't have to use your normal summon, 3 E-Talia. So you want to see this card. Now this card is a Rhoda for the 3 or 5-star P.U.N.Ks, because that's all we have available that's lower than 8. You just discard this card and you can add Xiamen to your hand. It's literally there. You want to play as many copies of this card as you can. So currently there's 9 copies. And then you have 3 copies of P.U.N.K. This card discards itself, and then your opponent has to respond there. And then if it didn't respond there, you discard another card in your hand, and you special summon 1 P.U.N.K from your deck that's not level 8, and then you get to summon Deernode, and that's the whole main gist of the combo. And we'll go ahead and get into how this works. So this one's Synchro Summon with, you get to bring back a level 3 or level 8, because you can't bring itself back. And then you get to chain block your Chaos Ruler. It's really strong, and we'll go into more combos at the very end of the video about how that's so good, because you get to bring back the Tuner or the 8. In this deck, you want to bring back the P.U.N.K, and we'll go into that in a moment. But it's really strong. So that's it for your P.U.N.K engine. You can play the one that adds a trap as a one-off, and then you can play the trap, and that's like a searchable impermanence. But it's really only good if you draw E-Talia and a way to get to your Xiamen. To the Blue Eyes engine, I'm going to go through the Blue Eyes Abyss Dragon, 2 Jets. I'm playing 2 right now, and I may end up taking one of them out and replacing it for the one that can banish back row, or decide the one that banishes back row. It's pretty good, but this card is really strong because it works in your hand at all times, and the other one doesn't. So this is a really good card. If a card on the field was destroyed, period, you get special summon from your hand, and if you get both of these on the board, your opponent can't destroy any cards on your field with card effects. This one also says, while left on the field by itself, can't destroy anything other than him by card effects. And then if they attack him, he gets to bounce a card on the field. He also can do that whenever he battles, so it's really good. Then your rest of your Blue Eyes engine, you got Blue Eyes Alternative Dragon. I pulled this a while back, and I've been wanting to use it, and I haven't used it because I haven't played Blue Eyes in a while. It's just been sitting in my binder for a while. I need to get the Ghost Blue Eyes to match it. I don't have those just yet, but I've been using these. I've had these for a long time. If you guys watch my old Blue Eyes profiles back in the day, you'll know that I've still been running with the same OGs. But yeah, I used to update this deck all the time, and I found an engine I really wanted to play with it. So you probably could cut this down to 2, but for now, I'm playing 3. And then for the rest of the big dragons, your Blue Eyes Abyss Dragon can add during the end phase. You got one of the Chaos Ruler, 1 Legionnaire. This card's so good. Also, these are targets for your Melody as well, like your alternative. And then 1 Galactic Spiral Dragon to round off the big dragons. This card can make all your monsters in the field become level 8. So this can turn your leftover monsters like Dictator D into a rank 8, which is really strong. And the only requirements for bringing this card back is having 2 lighter dark dragons on the field, and you can bring it itself from the graveyard or hand. So usually you want to mill this, which is really strong, or discard it. 3 Dictator D, this is like the souls of the deck. You get to special summon this from your hand by sending a Blue Eyes White Dragon from your deck to the graveyard, and then you can discard a Blue Eyes card from your hand, or a card that mentions Blue Eyes from your hand. So summon a Blue Eyes monster from your graveyard. Really strong. So you got a lot of discarding effects, like through Dictator D and your Sage effect to special summon from a Blue Eyes monster from the deck, and or add a level 1 light monster whenever it's normal summon, which is really good. And you get to grab your effect veilers. These are only hand trap in the deck for now. I do think that there are some other hand traps I'm probably going to play. I just need to test more and figure out if I can really play this card at more than 40. I think this is 46 cards right now. And if I do play more than 46, then I end up bumping it to 50 and play probably a playset of Gamma and Driver, because it's just so many in-hand effects you can activate, and your opponent may respond to them, or it's just a good card going second. So, and if your opponent does respond to your Foxy Tune effect and you Gamma them, it's probably game, because you just get a free ruler anyways, and then you can keep going. And then your other tuner targets, you got the 2 whites on the Ancients and 1 whites on the Legend. These cards are super powerful in this deck. We'll go into that in a second. You can also play the newly released Jet Synchron. I'm not sure if it's necessary, because I'll go into combos of why it's probably not that necessary. Because in reality, you already got enough discard in the hand effects, so you may not even get to use this effect. So it might be just an extender for the next turn. But in reality, I probably should try and run the one off. If not, it wouldn't hurt. So I'm probably going to add that in. But this was before the ban list was released. I was trying to put this profile, and then I realized I have to edit the profile because there's some of the things I said in the profile that would have not made sense due to the ban list change. 3 copies of Melody of the Awakened Dragon. Discard add. Really strong. 3 Return of the Dragon Lords. This card is... I'm not sure if this is necessary in the deck, but there's lots of things you can do because of this card existing, and protects your dragons, which is really good. So even more protection for your board, along with your Jet Dragon. And then you got 1 Monster Reborn, 1 Called by the Grave, and then I'm going to go into the last 3 cards that you want to mill. 1 Fairy Tale Snow, 1 Token Collector, and 1 Seyfert. These cards are really strong to mill off of your mill effects, and we'll go into why that's so cool and important. And also, this is just format dependent, and there's going to be a lot of Brave now due to the fact that Brave didn't get hit. So, to the extra deck, 1 Hulk. The card limited, but I could have played the second one, so that's one of the things I mentioned, but now it's at 1, so let's just stick with 1. Then you got 1 Black Luster Soldier. This is a good generic link. This could probably be anything, so it may end up changing. That's it for the links. You got the 1 Zombie Vampire. This is a big part of your combo. 1 of number 90, Monster Effect Negation. 1 of your Hope Harbinger, negating your spell cards. And then you got the Zeus. This is it for the XYZs. And this card is super good. So this could also probably change. There's a few flex spots. To the Synchros, their main combo starter, Chaos Ruler, Hot Red, to synchro with the you synchro off this. This you summon on your opponent's turn, and then you make this. And this can all be done off just opening 1 copy of your Xiamen and having another card in hand. So you can make this and this. But we'll go into that in a second. 1 Blue Eyes Spirit Dragon, and the targets for Blue Eyes Spirit Dragon, Moonlight, and you can also just hard make this if you have Dictator of D. You can also hard make this with Dictator of D. This card got limited for no reason, and then this can protect your board from protect all your dragons. And also reborns a Blue Eyes monster during your standby phase. It's actually pretty strong. And then you get 1 Psychic End Punisher. This is a new card. This is a towers-like effect from basically is unaffected by activated effects by your opponent's activated effects, and can banish one of your opponent's cards by banishing one of your monsters on your field. So if you have a leftover like floating card, or you can just banish anything on your board monster-wise, and then banish one of their cards, and then he gets a boost during the start of the battle phase, if up to the difference between life points between you and your opponent, which makes him at least, in most cases, a 45 or 5,500 point monster. And let's go into the combo. Like I said earlier, you only really need to see this card and any other card in your hand. And we're just gonna, for funny, we're gonna have this in our hand. So normal effect, add Foxy Tune. Foxy Tune effect, discarding Blue Eyes Jet Dragon. And I want to make sure that these are not so much glare, because I hate the lighting in this room. But you're gonna discard these, and then these are gonna go to your graveyard. You get to summon the Deer Note from deck. And this is a Chaos Ruler, and then Chaos Ruler is going to be Chain Link 1, and then Deer Notes Chain Link 2. Bring back your copy of Foxy Tune. It's really strong. And if you discarded your take away the Rhoda for the Xamin or E-Tellied, it just gets better because you can still normal summon Sage. So, but this will allow you to reveal the top 5 cards of your deck. Just as an example, you get to add this to your hand, or any light monster you reveal, maybe an Effect Veiler or a Blue Eyes alternative, or any of your Levianeer or anything like that, add it to your hand. Then the other cards go to graveyard. Really strong. Then you go straight into this. And this is pretty simple, because now you got the rank 8, you go into the Zombie Vampire, just detaching this card. And you get to mill 4 more cards, so you can just imagine. And then you get special summon, and you mill 4 from your opponent's deck, which could be a bad thing in some cases, but we're not even going to consider the bad parts about that. But then you get to special summon a tuner from either one of the mills. That's all you need to do. 1 tuner, doesn't matter what it is. Take the tuner in this. So if any of the 8 cards is a tuner, you get to do more. If you mill a level 8, you get to go into a rank 8, and that'll be your play mainly. But let's just say in best case scenario, you make a Hawk with the tuner in this. This is going to summon out the White Stone of Ancients from your deck, and you get to bring back the Chaos Ruler from your graveyard by banishing these 2, because they're light and dark in your graveyard. That just happens to work out like that. You turn these 2, banishing him, into Hot Red. Then during end phase, you get to activate White Stone of Ancients effect. Special summoning Blue Eyes Abyss Dragon. Blue Eyes Abyss is going to allow you to add a Levianeer or a Blue Eyes Jet Dragon, or whatever you want to go to your hand that is a level 8 dragon, level 8 or higher dragon. And then in your opponent's turn, during open game state, you get to activate Hawk, draw a card back with formula. Draw, so you draw back that random card that you discarded earlier, whichever it be. So you got that card back, and you get to whatever it is, it doesn't matter. Then you synchro during open game state again to Baron. And this is all off of just that one Xamin, and that's not including whatever you mill, whether you mill a Token Collector, mill a Fairy Tale Snow, you had an extender like Dictator of D, and a extra E-Telly or something like that. You can end up special summoning another Xamin from your deck, making Shooting Riser Dragon, allowing you to send the Fairy Tale Snow directly to your graveyard or the Token Collector on your turn if you know what they're playing. And if it's games 2 and 3, you can do the Zombie World play. And let's just do a test hand, because this deck is really fun. So we're going to do a test hand, because last time I did this video, before I realized I was going to redo it because of Banlist, I was like, man, I didn't really get to show what this deck can truly do. And of course it's Blue Eyes, so you can brick, but there's not that many chances to brick. As long as you see a single copy of Xamin, you can do so much like I just showed you. So, and the milling aspect allows you to just continue on if you hit something good. So, like, that will allow you to keep playing. And if you didn't know, Levianeer is just broken, so. And Blood Spirit Dragon is really strong, so if your opponent milled like a copy of the Enchantress, when you milled them 4, you can just, negate it, so then they don't get their right to their hand if you get the Spirit Dragon. So we're shuffling up really good. And then, okay, let my opponent cut me. Okay, let's draw an open hand. This is all without editing, boys. Okay, that was a pretty rough hand, because we saw Deer Note and no copy of the basically anything we really want to see. So, interesting. Let's see what we can do here, even with the bricky hand. So you didn't really get to see much. This is basically about as bad as it gets, because you drew the one of that you didn't need. But we can still do things. I'm going to normal summon, try to bait out that hand trap. And then the next card was not something useful, but we'll add a Veiler. I'll activate Melody. And then this is going to add a Blue Eyes White Dragon, so we're going to add that. And then we'll add a, since you already have Levianeer, we'll get to add a alternative, because we got that in our hand. And we'll add a copy of, I think, the Jet Dragon. So, depending on what we want to do here, we can do some things. Sucks that we already have the Levianeer in our hand. We can't get that from the deck. Let's see. We can just go in the Spirit Dragon and hope that's enough with the Veiler, but that's really rough. So, a special summon alternative. And right now, if I choose to pop this, I can special summon the Blessed Jet Dragon from my hand. This will allow me to go into the Zombie Vampire. This is like risking it to get the biscuit, because if we hit the Xiamen off the top 4, so we're gonna mill the Jet Dragon. We'll get to do so much if we hit Xiamen. So we're gonna pray we hit it. Oh, excuse me. Mill 4 from the top of my deck. Okay, there we go. Okay, we'll get at least we get a stone. Okay, look, at least we got still Baron now, and potentially we can make that spirit still. All right, we got to choose what we're special summoning back. We'll go into the. This is tough. If I banish those 3, I'll be able to bring that back and synchro. So we'll go bring this back, and we'll go activate Levianeer, banishing this, and this. Bringing back the tuner, and we will go bring this. This is tough. We're gonna turn this and this into a P.U.N.K. This is where the one, like a one of ogre would be nice. But let's see here. We'll go into the P.U.N.K. P.U.N.K. will allow me to summon out a tuner still. Yeah, I'm trying to think of what the best case scenario here is. We're gonna special summon out the P.U.N.K. It's affection negated, which sucks. But now we are able to. Do we P.U.N.K, or do we can go P.U.N.K and go straight into the 11 guy, or we can go. I'm trying to think. It makes it interesting. If I go into, let's just say I summon Fake Whaler, and I go into Spirit Dragon. That'll work, actually. Okay, here we go. Go into Spirit Dragon. This is actually going to be really weird. It feels like the graveyard for snow, though, so it's not that big of a deal. So go here. I'm going to activate this. Go ahead and special summon out the Shooting Riser Dragon. Shooting Riser Dragon effect is going to send a copy of Snow. Now he's level 3. This will allow me to make him a level 3 so we can synchro these. So we did a lot with very little. We'll go Psychic and Punisher here. Put him in defense mode because, just because. And then we will get to, during end phase, since we did not mill the 1 copy of the Spirit Dragon, we can special summon it. And do remember that the Jet Dragon's in graveyard. Spirit Dragon effect is going to allow me to add a follow-up play. So we're going to add, since we already used the other ones, I'm going to add this. And this is with drawing a weird hand. And now we can still go into Baron on my bonus turn. And we have Snow and Token Clutter. So during open game state, banish him, go into Formula. And we'll draw a card. It's a random card. And we will start an open game state and make the Baron. And then we got Baron to with Jet Dragon, which is cool. Jet Dragon is going to get summoned whenever I negate something with Flare. And in this instance, we do have Veiler still, and we have Snow and Token Clutter. So if my opponent decides they want to summon something that, like a Brave thing, that really just stops them right there. If they're playing Sword Soul, they can't play. Then during the end phase, if they try to set Blackout or something like that to protect themselves, it really doesn't matter because we already have Jet Dragon on board. But it doesn't matter. We'll banish the Token Collector if we think we can just kill them. Or banish whatever. It doesn't really matter because they're just going to die anyways when they collect back. Banish anything on my board. Banish their set card. And I can also Snow. So we got a lot of interruptions for very little. And that was with a weird hand. I already showed you the standard card combo. The extra deck, like I said, you probably could change this up. This may be not necessary, but it's just a good card to get somehow Spirit Dragon. But it probably can be cut. So we can make room in the extra deck. I think this is really good because if you do the Shooting Riser play on your opponent's, and you have it on your opponent's turn, you can still make this, and it's just good against certain decks. And also the bounce effect is just very relevant. So it can bounce DPE. This can take care of DPE. Some really good effects to be concerned about. Also, Jet Dragon don't care about DPE, but Verte is banned, so we have to take that note that DPE is not everything. So, but we do have access to Shooting Riser very easily. You have 2 different cards that can summon it via P.U.N.K, and you can also just synchro into it hard, like normally, like the hard way, and then you can also do Spirit Dragon to tag into it, which is really cool. But thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. And smash that like button. Again, deuces.